Snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Yo, what's up? Hey, W5 day break. I apologize for my absence, y'all. I was out of town and I did not have the internet. Speaking of, I want to give, before I get into everything that you guys see here in the title, first things first, I want to say, give an update on what's going on with the channel. So the next couple weeks, yeah. Thank you everybody for holding it down. In the meantime, the Zero interview went crazy on the channel, and I received a lot of positive comments and stuff in the 5 days that I was out. So I appreciate everybody. I'll see you guys, and I will get to some of you, get back to some of you when I get the opportunity to, and stuff like that. With the channel, that being said, of not having internet and being out of town, the last 5 days, the next 2.5 weeks are like my final days living full time in Atlanta for right now. And yes, that's sad. That's all of the things. Vick just got the Norfolk job. Oh, this is a great time to be live. Michael Vick just got the Norfolk State job. He is the latest NFL legend to now coach at an HBCU. Congratulations to Mr. Michael Vick. Oh my gosh. See, Vic is different because I know he's worked with quarterbacks before, and he gives quarterbacks some things. I believe he worked as an offensive coordinator before and stuff like that, and things of that sort. So I just want to say congrats to Michael Vick. Hold on, can I change this title right now? Does it say the Vic thing? All right, here we go. I want to say this real quick. Michael Vick gets Norfolk job. Job. Okay. Bet. Give me a second to update this, John, and we will be good to go. All right, bet. Congratulations to Mr. Michael Vick, bro. Great day for HBCUs. Great moment for HBCUs. Fresh off the heels of Jackson State winning the national championship, a Black college football national championship, the first in the school's history, or at least the first in modern history, in the Celebration Bowl era, and to do it after going obviously both years of the prime era and things of that sort with Shador at quarterback. And not being able to get over that hump, even with Travis Hunter, now Heisman winner Travis Hunter, and to get it done is a huge accomplishment. So you have to clap it up for that. And Coach TC Taylor. A lot of people just don't have the story right with TC Taylor and Jackson State. So TC was on the staff as an assistant coach already at Jackson State with the previous regime before Dion over there and stuff with Coach Hendricks. And TC was a quarterback and a wide receiver at Jackson State in the golden age, which was the late 90s, early 2000s, was kind of like the last golden age that Jackson State had before kind of going through really a dry period. They had the White Tiger in the early 2010s era, and he won them some games and things of that sort, and it was rocking back then. But all in all, in terms of winning, Jackson State was kind of like from 2000 all the way up to 2020, 2021 when Prime took the job and stuff like that. But he was already on the team. He was already on the staff. TC Taylor was, and the plan all along, according to people on the inside of the job, was that TC was going to succeed Dion, and that's why TC stayed on the staff when Dion got there. Dion kept Coach Otis, and Coach Otis Ridley, and Coach TC Taylor on his staff. That was from the previous regime, and they both stayed kind of through the last two coaching changes and things of that sort. And yeah, Jackson State gutted out. Jackson State gutted out when Dion went to Colorado. He obviously took the two best players, but he also took Cam Tillman and a couple others of those other key pivotal, really, really good guys on that team at Jackson State. And a couple of their other better players, guys like Aubrey Miller Jr., the linebacker, the captain, and everything like that. They ended up graduating and ran out of college eligibility. So they were left with nothing. Jackson State was, I don't know this whole thing of like Dion left a packed house at Jackson State and this is no, excuse me. These are all like local Mississippi kids and transfers from like different smaller schools. Guys like Irv Mulligan, guys like Isaiah Spencer I covered him in high school at Madison Central and stuff like that, and up there in Madison, Mississippi, which is probably about like a couple miles north of Jackson. But anyways, these are all fresh talent that TC Taylor was working with. And just to prove it, look at their first year results. They weren't necessarily just dominating the SWAC. So, TC comes back this year, the next year, and he wins it, the SWAC, and then he goes and dominates at the Celebration Bowl against South Carolina State, one of the teams they themselves lost to in the Celebration Bowl during the primary. So I have to salute TC Taylor for the coaching job he's done at Jackson State. What he's done is remarkable and needs to be talked about more. And I know it's been talked about in SWAC circles and Black college football circles, but it needs to be spoken about on a national level because the world and the nation had their eyes on Jackson State when Prime was there, and then he left, and everybody's eyes went to Colorado, and they kind of forgot about Jackson State. And Jackson State remained Jackson State. They led the FCS in attendance before Deion came, and they continued to lead the FCS in attendance after Deion left. So it is what it is, and I'm so happy for those people in Jackson, Mississippi. They're going to have a parade for it and everything like that. Now with Michael Vick and Norfolk State, this is just another great, exciting hire in HBCU football. Can Vick coach? I have no clue. Like I said, I think he might have been an OC in one of those spring leagues before and stuff like that. But I don't know if he can coach. I know he's given like I believe he had a show where he sat down with Black quarterbacks and they go over film and they just kind of talk about what they see there, and he gives them snippets and stuff like that. When you look at the latter half of Vick's career, post prison and stuff like that, the difference in this game really showed of his studying, of actually reading the playbook, going through the plays and everything like that. Because in Philadelphia, he didn't have the athleticism that he had in Atlanta of just like spinning, knee barely touching the turf, coming up and scrambling to a touchdown. He didn't have that type of athleticism in Philly, and he still figured out a way to make it go right because he studied the game so much and he depended more on his arm and his brains than his athleticism and his legs. And I think that's very promising for what you can see now with him being a coach. The last couple of years of his career and Pittsburgh with the Steelers and with the Jets up in New York, he was a clipboard guy. And as we all know, those clipboard guys, those backup quarterbacks, they see the game and talk about the game just as much as a coach, because we're watching the game as the smartest guys on the team, quarterbacks, and you're watching it on the sideline. So you have the perspective of like a fan / a coach because you know all the plays, you know what's coming, you know how it's executed and everything like that. So I think that should help Vick in just like his offensive mindedness. How can he coach defense? I don't know. Maybe he just plays a CEO role with the program where he kind of uses his name and his ways of motivating and his football knowledge to kind of get him in the door, hires a great staff around him because people want to be a part of that Michael Vick experience up there in Norfolk State. And can get this thing rolling, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I'm from Atlanta, so like Vick was like one of my first few heroes, as silly as that sounds as a child. And I'm excited to see what he's gonna do, man. They were talking about like the NIL money that they were raising. Sacramento State also offered him and stuff like that. Let me see if this on 3 thing is gonna work. All right, here we go. Vick set to become the Norfolk State coach. Michael Vick is venturing into the coaching world. The former NFL and Virginia Tech star is set to become the next coach at Norfolk State. The Virginian pilot David Steele and Michael Sauls reported. Vick's name came in connection to multiple coaching jobs this week. Norfolk State jobs emerged as an option on Monday, but he also held talks with Sacramento State, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Vick played in the NFL from 2001 to 2006 and 2009 to 2015, but he doesn't have any formal coaching experience. In 2019, he briefly served as an advisor to the Atlanta Legends in the AAF, but otherwise has never been involved with coaching. That will now change as he takes over things at Norfolk State. Vick shined at Virginia Tech from 1998 to 2000, where he put together a banner 1999 season. He won Big East Offensive Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year as a redshirt freshman, while also becoming a first-team All-American. He then became the number one overall pick in the 2001 NFL Draft when the Atlanta Falcons selected him at the top of the board. Vick was one of the most electrifying players in his career with the Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Jets, and Pittsburgh Steelers. He made 4 Pro Bowls and cemented himself as one of the top dual threats in the league history. However, his career wasn't without controversy. Oh, here we go. Vick was suspended in 2007 and 2008 seasons for violation of NFL policy. He was involved with dogfighting investigation and was indicted on federal and Virginia state charges in the case. He pled guilty and later served 21 months in prison as a result of the scandal. The Falcons released Vick in 2009, and after his time in prison, the Philadelphia Eagles signed him. In 2010, Vick put together an impressive season where he made a run to another Pro Bowl and won the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year award. Following his retirement, Michael Vick ventured into TV as an analyst for Fox. Now, he's headed to Norfolk State to replace Dawson Odoms, who went 4-8 this past season before the Spartans made a change. Now, Dawson Odoms, another thing on that, he was a former coach at Southern. Then he took the Norfolk job, so and that just didn't work out. So now they decide to go with the celebrity method and stuff like that. We see it happening at Morehouse as well down the street with Terrence Mathis, the former Atlanta Falcons wide receiver, as the head coach over there. And then, of course, Tennessee State. How could you forget Tennessee State and what's going on with them? With Eddie George, he's turned that program around like tremendously. And you have to salute Eddie George for what he's done over there in the Nashville area up there at Tennessee State. Just a remarkable job. They were struggling the first couple of years he was there. I was unsure of how long he was going to stay because he said he wasn't even considering coaching before they approached him. You know what I'm saying? So that was the one guy that I was like, oh, I don't know what he's going to do here. And he stayed the course. They lost the first couple of years and he stayed the course. Now they have a winning record and they won. They were co-champions in the OVC, which is a non-HBCU league, a non-HBCU conference, in the Ohio Valley Conference. And yeah, man, I'm just proud of what he's doing, and he's got his son as well. If he's not already there as an underclassman, he's on the way as a Tennessee State commit. So, salute to Eddie George and everything that he's doing at TSU up in Tennessee, and also people are looking at Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis has been in the mix of a couple of those HBCU head coaching jobs. Obviously, the rumors were about him going to Morehouse a couple years ago, and before Hugh Jackson was in the rumors for going to Morehouse, before ultimately Terrence Mathis, the former Atlanta Falcons receiver, as I just said, was hired by the House, the Maroon Tigers. And then you have Teddy Bridgewater, who just kind of dominated played down there in Miami or Dade County in Florida and led his team to the state championship in the first season at the helm. He's a guy that, you could look at him being like, oh, okay, this guy wants to coach and he can coach. And is a college going to take a chance on a Teddy Bridgewater? He's proved he can coach. This is kind of the same route that Dion was taking, where Dion was coaching his kids in Pee Wee, then middle school, holding middle school camps and high school 7-on-7 camps, and then ultimately jumping into the college ranks and stuff like that. I like the way that he's doing it over there in Florida, Teddy Bridgewater, of course. So, like I said, congratulations to Michael Vick, and that is what I have to say to that. Exciting day for HBCU football as well. Okay, man, let's get into it, bro. All right. So with this situation, I'm gonna take a different approach. I'm not gonna take the approach everybody else is taking. Um, I really had to sit down the other day when all of this was really popping, and think that I really want to make a video about it. And I decided if I was gonna make a video about it, I was gonna take this angle. We can't change people's minds. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen so you can feel me on this. We cannot change people's minds when it comes to love, when it comes to passion, when it comes to romance, when it comes to the heart, matters of the heart. All logic and things in your brain just run out the window. Regardless of what you say, you can give a person a speech until your face turn purple. People aren't gonna listen, bro. So it's like this whole thing on advice of like giving to this young man and stuff like that. Like It's useless. It's dumb, and the people that are doing it, most of them know this already. But the reason why they're still doing it is even more disgusting, to be honest. And that's the real conversation. It's because of money. We live in the era of content where everything is content, everything gets talked about, everything gets monetized on the internet, whether it be TikTok, whether it be Twitch, whether it be YouTube, everybody kick. Everybody's talking about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Everybody's talking about stuff. Everybody's turning everything, just, everyday stuff, cooking, clipping your toenails, unboxing stuff that you got in the mail, watching sports, talking about music. All of that stuff gets monetized. And the problem with that is when you see things trending, when you see people talk about stuff, you don't think, dang, how is this going to affect this subject that I'm talking about? How does this look? How can this be perceived by the public? You're thinking about, this is trending. This is going to get the most views. This is going to get the most clicks, which is in turn going to make me the most money. And that is an issue. And that's how you end up with 50 something year old Shannon Sharp run into his podcast, The Nightly Cap with Ocho Cinco, which is a lovely show. I love how consistent they are every single night. Very, very busy dudes, very busy schedules, but they are like just like set on doing this every single night. And they've been consistent for the past 2 years or so, it feels like. But with that, when you run to the Nightly Cap as an unmarried 50 something year old man, and you go and you try to speak on a relationship of a college student, it looks crazy. It didn't make sense on the surface because it's the trending topic. Everybody's talking about it on social media. Everybody's talking about it on Twitter. For the last 3 days, all you seen was Cooking with Kaya and this girl. And then it depends on what you follow. You might see some Luigi, and you might see whatever the local news is in your area and things of that sort. But that's all you've been seeing for the past week was this girl and Cooking with Kaya. And with that being said, it's like, okay, if this is the trending topic, I'm gonna go make some money and speak about the trending topic because that's what the people care about, and that's what the people were talking about at this time. When you take a step back and look at it, this is a college kid's relationship. Me at my big age, pushing 30, and you, Mr. Shannon Sharp, and others. I'm just pointing out Shannon Sharp because he's like one of the more prominent guys, and he was kind of like the most standout with the take. Cameron and Mace also said things on It Is What It Is. I love that show. Y'all know Stab Baby is a friend of the channel. But when you're a 50 something year old man that's unmarried and you speaking on a college kid's relationship, it looks crazy, bro. It looks crazy, especially when you're doing it in public. Like, you're not even pulling bro to the side and having a conversation with him in private. Like, I'm sure, as close as you are with Dion, you have a way to directly get in contact with Travis Hunter. If you really wanted to have that conversation with him, if you really out of love as an OG wanted to give him that game, hey, young blood, this is how it's looking. So and so, you might want to move like this. You're moving up to a new level. You about to go to the NFL. You just won a Heisman. You got a whole nother million sets of eyes on you, and you already had eyes on you since high school because you was the number one prospect. You played on both sides of the ball, and you played for Deion Sanders, one of the more polarizing athletes ever in all of sports. You can say that off camera and show that it's genuine, that you truly mean it. You made the decision to say that on your platform, on your podcast, on camera, and put it on the internet for the sake of money. So with that being said, I'm gonna play this video just because I haven't watched it, but I'm not even gonna react to it. React to it. I'm not even gonna use any added commentary to it. I'm just gonna watch the video, and that's gonna be that. For the sake of, because I'm not perfect. I'm not excused from this at all. Like, it was some stuff with some kind of basketball world. The women's basketball world got a lot of drama. Men's basketball world got a lot of drama. You see the Brandon Ingram and Anthony Simons thing that was going on over there. With they, their word whoops, everything like that. And you know what goes on in the women's basketball world, kind of all the drama and stuff like that with relationships and things of that sort. And one thing that I feel like is just off limits to me, just as an adult man, especially, is college relationship drama, college romance, That's just out of bounds for me, bro. Any high school, college, like, because those are students, those are young people still learning. And whatever I say, ultimately people gonna do what they do and they're gonna learn from what they go through. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta let people go through it. So yeah, with that being said, I'm not gonna say anything, but I do want to watch this just out of just curiosity and stuff like that. And being like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm nosy too and everything like that. But I ain't gonna comment on it. All right, here we go.
Okay, I'm going to be addressing all this stuff online because I'm tired emotionally and mentally of seeing people try to make me out to be a person that I am not. Um, but with a testimony without a test of faith. So I'm going to start from the very beginning with this my type thing. I got permission from Travis to say these things because these are previously things I didn't want online. Um, but I'm going to tell y'all the full story just so y'all know. So Travis, when he first ever DM'd me, when we first met, I said I left him in my DM for 2 months, and people said, "Oh, she left him in his DM until she figured out who he was." That is not true at all. The real reason Travis sat in my DM for 2 months is because he DM'd me when he had a girlfriend, and her name was in his bio, so I instantly knew he had a partner. So I exited the message, and he sat there until he was single. I don't do home wrecking. I'm not a side piece. Um, I don't stand for any of those things. I support women. So I would never do that to another woman because I would never want it done to me. Um, so I ignored him until he was single. That's the real reason he sat in my DM. Then the second thing, when I said he wasn't my type, I did not mean attractiveness. I don't have a physical type, period. No two men that I previously dated look the same. My first one was a white cowboy. Second one was a Mexican soccer player. Then I dated a black man who was a SoundCloud rapper. And then Travis. So I have never dated the same type physically. I don't care about what people look like or what they can give me. I date people for who they are as a person, how they honor God, and how they treat the people around them. And Travis is all the above. So when I said he wasn't my type, I meant because he was younger than me. I had never dated no one younger than me. And he had cheated on his girlfriend. I don't know if your type is cheaters, but mine isn't. So no, he wasn't my type at first off of those two things, but that didn't discredit the fact that I was attracted to him. That's obviously why I gave him a chance. And then I learned he truly is a phenomenal and wonderful human being, and that's why we're together, and that's why we're still together to this day. So that's that. Okay, the next clip was at the game after they just won like their last game. People thought I was upset with him celebrating with cheerleaders. I don't know where that came from because he never celebrated with cheerleaders. So that I don't know where that started, but that's not what I said. But what y'all didn't see before the clip, me and him were talking. We had already interacted. I had already said congratulations. I had already kissed him over the fence that we couldn't get through. So the real reason why I was mad is because the security, and you can ask any of the family members who was actually there, they didn't want no one to storm the field, so they had 1,000 security people holding everyone back. But the people in the field were like, let the family down, like the family can come down. So everyone was going back and forth. I was arguing with the security guard because he wouldn't let no family through, but they let the cheerleaders on the opposing team get through the fences. So I was like, so when I finally got down to the field, that's why I told Travis, like he had already seen it. I had already congratulated him. We had already spoke, got on the field. And then that I was upset because I had just finished arguing with somebody. And then what y'all don't see after 5-second clip is right after that, I let it go. I was like, you know what, like celebrate. We took pictures. We were with our families. And then we went to his meet and greet, had another wonderful event there. That's all that happened in that. That was literally that. Nothing. It was not deeper than anyone made it out to be. And yeah. Next clip, the Adidas pop-up shop this past weekend. People are saying that I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit here? That's not what I said. First of all, I said, baby, do you want me to sit here or do you want me to go with the family or do you want me to come with you? Because what y'all don't know, again, off of a 7-second clip, is those weren't fans, by the way. He had already finished that part. He had finished meeting with the fans. I was there the entire time, taking pictures, talking to them, everything. The girls that were there, they were the Adidas, they worked for Adidas. So we were taking pictures for social posts. That's who those people were. I wasn't annoyed with no fans at all. I never annoyed with fans. So that's what that was. And then Travis was getting ready to leave. He had to be at a rehearsal for the Heisman ceremony. They had to do walkthroughs and stuff like that. So I was asking him, I was like, do you want me just to sit here? Do you want me to go back to the hotel? Like, do you want me to wait for our family? Because his family was in there shopping. Because Adidas let them go pick out stuff in the store. It's like a 4-story Adidas. So they're all doing that. I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, do I stay here? Do I come with you? Like, what? And he was like, you could do what you want. Like, you could sit there. You can go shop. You can come to the hotel. You can walk around. That's what he was saying to me. I don't know. Like I said, the things that I see people make up is truly crazy because it's not what happened. And I just think people are just finding every single little thing and trying to make it something it's not. And then bird brain individuals are just accepting what they see online. Okay, now the last thing, this actual Heisman ceremony. This is making me so mad because anyone who knows me knows I support Travis in every win, everything he does, because I truly, truly love that man. He is perfect in my eyes. So when his name was called, I instantly was going to, if you watch the video, you can see me like, but his mom didn't get up. So I was like, oh, maybe I don't get up. Maybe I just sit here with her. So I sat there and then y'all said Coach Prime had to tell me to get up. No, he didn't. He said, go get him. Go get your man. Like, and once Travis stood up, but he didn't have to do that because I was going to do that anyways. As soon as I seen Travis get up, then I thought it was appropriate to stand up, greet him, congratulate him. But then there was a camera right in front of Coach Prime. And I knew they were going to film that moment. And because of how people are online, I was like, I don't want to be in that shot. So I'm going to sit down. So I try to sit down so I'm not in the camera while I'm crying. People are gonna be like, oh, why is she crying? Like, stuff like that. And so I got out of the camera purposefully so they can have their moment. That's all it was. No one told me to stand up. No one had to tell me to celebrate with him. I was just sitting there crying. I wanted to take it in myself too. I was super excited for him. But I wanted the moment to be about him and his family. And that's another thing. People are like, why did he sit next to her? Why was his mom? We had assigned seats. I didn't have a choice where I sat. They are obviously going to put someone and their partner together. So I had the seat right next to him because that was my assigned seats. I didn't have a choice. And then the hugging thing. Travis came and hugged me because he just went down the line. I was first in line, then his mom, then Coach Prime. He came straight to me first. I didn't tell him to do that. I didn't have to tell him to do anything. He's a grown man. He can do what he wants. But yeah, everyone is making this crazy narratives in their head. So I just wanted to clear it up. And that is the truth. That's what happens in all those videos. And I will not be addressing this again. I didn't want to address it, but here we are.
Hey man, salute to Young Love, man. Best of luck to y'all. And I will continue or go back to minding my business.
Be allowed.
Jay-Z. So obviously you guys saw, I don't know if you guys saw, but like the accuser of the entire Jay-Z thing, she said that it wasn't true. A couple days later, she said, well, maybe maybe it wasn't Jay-Z. Maybe it was like Will Smith. Like, that's not what she said. That was a joke. I'm sorry. I shouldn't joke with those things. It's like legal matters. She's like, maybe it wasn't Jay-Z. So then Jay-Z's lawyers doubled down on that. So they already had the initial statement that said this lady's lying. These are terrible allegations. I wasn't even there that night that she's speaking about. I was in like New Jersey and she's talking about something that happened in New York. What else? He said all celebrities are not the same. That's what he said originally. Then she came out and said herself, maybe it wasn't Jay-Z, a couple days later. And then after that, the lawyers doubled down on those previous things and came out with this. So so let me see what the lawyers were saying.
He's upset. He's upset that somebody would be allowed to do this, would make a mockery of the system like this. He's upset that this distracts and dissuades real victims from coming forward. He's upset that his kids and his family have to deal with this. He's upset, and he should be upset.
Will Mr. Carter say anything more specifically about Mr. Combs? He didn't really address him in his statement, but anything since outlets and internet speculation have tried to affiliate the two of them, he didn't really, in his statement, specifically say anything about any of the allegations.
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that case. And there's nothing more to say.
All right. So here's my thing. First things first, salute to I guess Jay and his legal team for I guess flipping things so quickly and making sure that they, you know, the result they wanted and the truth that they wanted out in the public got out in the public. It's tough once you hit that public stain, once you get a public stain on your face, everything like that, to kind of bounce back from that. But they've done everything in their power and overtime and then some to kind of overcome this and stuff like that. So salute to them on that. The next thing I want to say is, once again, going back to the original thing, Jay, if you didn't do these things, you know what I'm saying, and you weren't close with Puff, this is another example, people. Don't be fake cool with everybody. You can't be fake cool with folks. Hold on. Let me turn this off. You can't be fake cool with people for business reasons and this and that, because being close to people and taking pictures with them for a number of years and things come out about that person, they're going to look at proximity, and perception is everything. Perception is more than darn near facts. You know what I'm saying? So if you're next to the Jeffrey Weinsteins and, you know what I'm saying, and you know, it's different other people that are next to these people as well throughout the years. But if you're next to these Jeffrey Epsteins and the Harvey Weinsteins and the Diddy's and everything like that, and stuff like this comes out, you know what I'm saying, people are going to give the benefit of the doubt to said people and everything like that. So it's just like, it's one of the things that come with it. And you have to watch the company you keep, bro. Like, it matters. People act like stuff doesn't matter. It matters. The little things matters. The same way that you wouldn't just do an interview and stop for an interview from a random person that's holding an iPhone that's not paparazzi. It's the same reason why you wouldn't or shouldn't just stand next to everybody for a number of years, you know, for a professional look when you guys aren't really real friends in real life. If what the lawyer is saying is true. The lawyer right here is pretty much saying they aren't real friends. They're just professional colleagues. And yeah, so that's that. You know, just watch the company you keep is my message with that. I do want to do a random college shout out. Right now, I'm playing the LSU game. I think they're probably winning by a lot right now. Things of that sort. I want to shout out Caitlin Gilbert for really rejuvenating that team so far this season. I want to shout out Keone Miller. She's going crazy up there at Rutgers. So I want to shout out those two players in particular. All right, here we go. Asia Wilson, congratulations, Asia Wilson. Congratulations, Asia Wilson. Big, the biggest, big lotto, big guard, big forward. Asia Wilson, man, congratulations. The biggest deal, largest contract in Nike history for a woman basketball player, man. Asia Wilson, she got the private jet on that mud. She got the little extension, things of that sort. We made a big deal. And when I say me, I mean me. Made a big deal last year when Caitlin came out of Iowa and signed with Nike. And it was at the time the largest women's basketball contract and things of that sort. I made a big deal about it because it was like people like Asia have been grinding for years. She's the best player in the world. And it seems like she hasn't been getting the same type of love. And that time, Nike immediately was like, yo, we've been working on the signature shoe the entire time behind the scenes. And to double down on our commitment to Asia Wilson, we're going to give her the largest contract in the following offseason. So salute to Nike for that, bro. That's huge. That's very commendable. And bullying works, like everybody says. Bullying works, bro. Like people were like, "This is unfair the way you're treating Asia Wilson," and Nike was like, "Okay, y'all said y'all gonna stop supporting us and stop buying shoes. Okay, bet. Let's see her for the value she is." Speaking of, shout out to Snoop Dogg. The Snoop Dogg new album is crazy, bro. It's great work. Probably my favorite album from an OG this year in 2024. And I bring that up because the last track is like called Negotiate. And he says, you don't work, you don't get paid what you deserve. You get paid for what you negotiate. And that is so huge, bro. Like what you believe and what you think you should get is what the world's gonna give you, man. You know what I'm saying? So dream big, dream large, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't downplay yourself, dear black girls, everything like that. Shout out Asia, the Arthur, you know what I mean, and all the things that she's done. Um, her contributions to the culture are so appreciated. Excuse me, I got tongue tied. And look at this. Look at that private jet with the Nike in. I got a new chick, and I got some new money. Look at this, off the ground, jumping. Layla Ali. Woo wee! Look at me. Look at Asia Wilson, man. Stop it. And she said, what she said? She said, put it on my boyfriend's tab with the hat and everything like that. I just want to salute Asia Wilson for this, bro. This is huge. Black girl doing big things. Shout out to Chris Williamson as well. He says this should be the logo. The little shadow. This should be the logo, bro. This is hard, bro. Shout out to Asia Wilson, bro. And best of luck to your shoes. Uh I'm probably gonna get me a pair. I don't have me a pair of Sabrina's, and I don't even. This is another thing. I never even said this on camera. I don't really get big brand shoes anymore. Like the Nikes and Adidas and stuff like that. Like I just don't. Because ever since Big Baller Brand came out, I was like, yo, like that's dope. Like I would do something like the Kyrie and what was it called? I don't want to say Antifa because I don't think it's Antifa, but the look Kyrie joints that's different with the brand over there in China. I believe Jalen Brown signed with them too, or Jalen Brown's making his own independent shoe and his own athletic wear line and stuff like that. And then the Big Baller brand. So it's like I'm going more independent of supporting the direct athlete and kind of going a different route as opposed to going through the major brands. But for something like this, I think Asia Wilson, like I should support. So salute to Asia. I'm gonna get a pair of the signature shoes when they come out, and congratulations on this huge deal. Let's read, shall we? We about to read this thing. What should we look? ESPN? We'll go ESPN because it's 6 hours ago. All right, let's do it. Las Vegas Aces star Asia Wilson, a three-time WNBA MVP and two-time league champion, is signing a 6-year contract extension with Nike and is one of the richest shoe deals for a women's basketball player. And one of the richest. Oh, one of the richest. I thought it was the richest. The news comes after Wilson was named to Nike's roster of signature athletes in May and announced the launch of her signature shoe, the A1, which will be released in spring 2025 prior to the WNBA season. Wilson's new deal ranks among the highest paid endorsements in the sport, alongside of those 2024 number one WNBA draft pick Caitlin Clark, USC star Juju Watkins, and Liberty standout Sabrina Ionescu. Earlier this year, Clark reportedly signed an 8-year contract well worth over $20 million plus potential bonuses with Nike. Watkins also agreed to a multi-year contract extension with the footwear giant in October. Ionescu debuted her second signature shoe, which has gained popularity in the NBA with Nike this spring. And then her 7th WNBA season, Wilson, 28, a youngin. I didn't know Asia Wilson younger. That's crazy. Joined an exclusive club of WNBA players, including Lauren Jackson, Cheryl Swoops, and Lisa Leslie, to win MVP 3 times. She was the first to win the award unanimously since Cynthia Cooper in 1997, the league's inaugural year. The former South Carolina national champion broke the league's single-season scoring record and rebounding records in 2024 and became the first player to record 1,000 points in a single campaign, finishing with 1,021 points in the regular season. Wilson also won the second Olympic gold medal this summer with USA Basketball, taking home MVP for that competition as well. Asia Wilson, not the little one, the big one, man. Congratulations to Asia Wilson for making history once again. Congratulations to Asia Wilson for all that you represent and all that you do. the little T-Mobile. No, not the T-Mobile joint. The Google joint where you're talking to the Google version of Siri and you saying what should be my new nickname, and he says to go and shoot. I see that commercial about 80 times a day, and I'm just proud of everything that you do and everything that you represent. You understand what being Asia Wilson means. You speak up, you speak on things and stuff like that. You haven't speaked on the ACEs investigation publicly. You speak on but everything else you speak on, and the entire De'Erica situation, that was kind of weird. Why is he around? I know that's your employer and stuff like that. You ain't speak on that, but you speak about everything else. And for that, we say thank you. And also, shout out to Caitlin Clark as well, man. Caitlin Clark, for gathering, sitting time, doing her I guess knowledge or whatever, her learning and things of that sort before that time interview, and really just kind of, I don't know, just saying the right things, and that's all what people wanted all along. But Asia's been kind of doing that from day one, A1 from day one. No pun intended. But congratulations to Asia Wilson. Continue to push the culture. Continue to set the standard for what greatness looks like and what excellence looks like. And yeah, if you are new to the channel, this is the Road to 5K Subs. My name is Rashad Milligan. I'm about to go see my pop, everything like that, spend some quality time with family. That's what I said I'm gonna be doing. What the priority on this channel is going to be for the next 2.5 weeks. My last days in Atlanta before I move out the state again. So basketball might not be talked about as much the next 2.5 weeks, but don't worry, the base of this channel will always be women's basketball, and so I will be back eventually and stuff like that. But just bear with me, be patient, and in the meantime, and take care of yourself as always. You guys be easy. Peace.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
Brandon,
We
one quick
can't
question.
ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.